What's going on, people? It's your man, the White Bee, back once again. So, we got a funny video for you, man, right now. In fact, some clips. Dave, the White Rhino Allen, airing out Johnny Bosh Fisher and Eggy Hearn. Eggy Hearn catches some strays as well. Indirect strays. Okay, here we go. Let's jump off the rip.
Do you know what I mean? And he's not. So when he was like giving it the big and you're quitting all that, I thought, look, that's out of character. So I thought, you're not confident. When you talk out of character, that goes you out your comfort zone, I think.
He didn't really do many interviews this week. He just shut himself off.
Someone told me he didn't do any. So when people do stuff out of character, I know they're uncomfortable. So, and then just the way he boxed, again out of character. He's doing stuff out of character all week. He isn't a boxer. He doesn't have a great boxing ability. You won't clickbait me.
No.
I'm not saying he can't box, because he's not a bad boxer, but he's not a good boxer either. Because you know what? He doesn't have any skill. He can jab and move, but jabbing and moving isn't skill. It's athleticism. Let's get that right as well. Skill is fighting up close. Skill is surviving. Skill is skill. Athleticism, skill is skill. He has athleticism, he does not have skill. I'm not saying he can't box, because he can box, because he can do the basics very well. But he doesn't have any skill. That's what it is. He doesn't have any skill. So the other fucker who clickbaited me,
I don't think Dave realised what he's saying. He says, he's not a good boxer. No, he's not a bad boxer, but he's not a good boxer. And he's got no skill. And then he's talking about people clickbaiting him, bro. That's crazy. But listen, the thing about Dave is, at the end of the day, yeah, people say Johnny Fisher's a great guy, and he's alright, but he was mentioning how Dave Allen quit. I mean, that's fair to say, and Johnny didn't quit. I don't think he's good enough to quit, though. To quit, you have to be in the fight. I guess he could have quit that first time, though. He could have quit in that first fight, to be fair. He came out in the interview and he was like, so yeah. But I don't feel as bad for him. He went into a fight, he went out on his back, and the things Dave Allen's saying, clickbait or not, listen, he can't box. I agree, he got no skill, man. He comes in there, he's like, he's trying to imitate a good boxer, and then all he ends up doing is sticking his lead hand out and pouring it. And there was nothing on his jab at all. No ping on his jab. Looking back now, I don't know what we were... Well, we weren't sure about Dave's shape, though, were we? That was the problem. I had Dave winning on paper, but we just wasn't sure what Dave was doing. Was he going to turn up or not? If we knew he was going to turn up, I'd have put my life savings on it, my gyro. I'd have logged into Universal Credit and put all of them gyro credits on there for sure. Anyway, I think that's the first segment. Let me play it some more.
or worded it wrong or whatever. I'm not saying he can't box. I'm saying he doesn't have any skill. He hasn't got any experience. So
I'm not saying he can't box. He's got no skill. That's Dave. I hate to break it to you, bro. That's exactly the same thing. I'm not saying he can't box. I'm saying he's got no skill at all, and he gets hit with every punch. And he mentions that later.
You can't pretend. Brendan used to say you can't buy or pretend to have experience, I think he said. I think that's the quote. And it's very true. Because I'm not a great fighter. I'm not as good an athlete as him. No, it's as hard. But I've been doing this a long time. To try to shortcut it, and you can't.
I disagree with that as well. I think Dave's at this point probably trying to give Johnny Bosh some credit. I don't think Johnny Bosh can punch. Sorry. I don't think he can punch. The way he laid it on to Dave Allen in that first fight, that was the peak Johnny Bosh. Yeah, he's coming in there, just knocked out Alan the Babbage in a round. Everyone's talking about how he's the second. Eggy Hearn saying he's the second coming of Muhammad Ahmad Golovkin Atalma Usyk. Yeah. He's coming off that full of beans. He goes in there, does what he normally does, and the shots are bouncing off, really. And that was a relatively unfit Dave Allen, even then. Bottom line. And his shots bounced off. I don't think Johnny can punch. The Cabbage was shot to bits by the way at that point as well. Andy's light in the back. The Cabbage is like a a light heavyweight, man. A blown up, pumped up light heavyweight.
You can't do that in this game, I'm afraid. And he ends up getting beat by somebody who people perceive for the right moment to go. And after 4 rounds, there was nothing. He had nothing left after 4 rounds. I felt like in the first round I could let it go at him and maybe.
He had nothing left after 4 rounds. Oh.
I beat him before he got in the ring, and once I got in the ring,
I beat him before he got in the ring, man. This is crazy. This is crazy, man. This is X-rated roast. I'd cooked him. He was psychologically shagged before we even got in the ring.
relax me. I could fall asleep on this chair me for 2 minutes flat, even while talking.
Please don't.
If I allowed myself to drift off, I'd drift off. So I beat him before he got in the ring, and once I got in the ring, it was just a case of just waiting for the right moment to go. And after 4 rounds, there was nothing. He had nothing left after 4 rounds. I felt like in the first round I could let it go at him and maybe got him out there, but it would have put me at risk of getting it on the chin and being put over and done myself. So I waited, and 4 rounds was as long as I could wait. I couldn't wait any longer. To be honest, I couldn't wait.
Dave had blue balls. He was just gagging to have a go on Johnny. Yeah, I got in there. I could have had a in round 1, but you know, by round 4, I just couldn't wait any longer. I was fixing to bust. That's what I was fixing to do.
I might as well end it now. And that, I'm not. But people like say, "Oh, Dave, you're not being very nice about him." It's not about being nice. It's the truth. If you went out looking like a dickhead, yeah, I'd tell you.
Tell
you're
me.
my mate.
Yeah.
I'd tell you, it's a fucking hell. What you dressed like that for? Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So for me, it's good. Johnny, you know what, mate? You did great. You got the tactics wrong. But don't worry about it. Keep doing what you're doing, because you'll be fine.
Is there not a part of you that thought that he's damned if he did, damned if he didn't? If he came out, you know, all...
Yeah, of course, because they say, why did you do that? You should have boxed him. Of course. But he hadn't improved from the first fight. There's no improvements. There was no improvements.
From what they were saying, though.
Whether he can't learn, whether Mark shows something and he can't learn it, or whether they just thought it was going to be an easy job, I'm not sure. But the top and bottom is, he hasn't improved at all. And the occasion got to him, and it was easy work for me. And if you're easy work for me, that's a worrying sign if you want to be going to the top as a heavyweight boxer.
Do you think...
not even worrying, it's fucking game over at the highest level. He has to really take a good look at himself. He's tough as they come, brave as fuck, can't knock him for any of that. But he has to really take a look at himself and say, can I improve enough to go where I want to go?
Do you think he's got that?
I think he's determined to get better, but he has to. I think what I think happened is just grafted. So if I get fit enough, I can move for 10 rounds. Don't worry like that. I can't run fucking 2 yards, but I can box all day long because we're in the same boat, aren't we? I can't run 2 yards, but I can box. I think a lot of boxers these days, modern day boxers, think, I'll get fit and I'll be able to do 10 rounds. It ain't about fitness. I'm not fit.
Do you think that was his thought, though?
Stamina. It's about stamina. No, but that's the truth, and people.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Dave there. Well, you need both. You need to be able to be boxing fit. Yeah, I don't even agree with running. I've said it before, but there is definitely something in. You see a lot of these new age trainers. They're doing all this pad work. Like they're doing like 60 punch combos. And I guess you can argue, well, that's just conditioning. But they're doing things you're never going to do. When's the last time all this like... And the crazy thing is, often these combos, they're rehearsed. Yeah? So you know when you see Anthony Yard do it with Tunde, and he's slipping and sliding? They've got a combination. They'll do like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, roll. Or it's not as simple as that. But they have a big, long 20-punch combo. And choreographed head movement. It's like, what's that going to do? And you see Yard in there, Yard's out of gas after a round. He's puffing, right? So all that pad work and whatnot, I'm not sure it builds, well, I'm pretty confident it don't build fight IQ. I think Johnny's probably wicked on the pads. I bet if you got Johnny Fisher in front of a pad man, if you put Johnny Fisher in front of the Muhammad Ali of pad sessions, Johnny'd be like... he'd be looking real good. That's how it looks. I reckon Johnny on a pad session looks pretty good. Yeah. But it don't count for nothing. It really don't. That's my base case. It don't count for much. James Toney, one of the more cerebral fighters of all time, only sparred. Now that's not... Floyd did a lot of corny pad sessions, to be fair. Floyd did a lot of pad work where he was doing crazy things, and I think something that might work for Floyd, but Floyd also did a lot of sparring as well. He was known to do real hard sparring. So, listen, I'm trying to think. Name me a top fighter who you've only heard does... Not only does it, but... Johnny must have been sparring. I think he sparred Joe Joyce and whatnot. Who knows what he was doing? He can't box. That's either way. He might have sparred 1 million rounds. He still can't box. So that tells you... I do think Johnny needs to be a club level fighter. Maybe the Tommy Fury fight. Tommy wouldn't want it though. But that's the level. The Misfits type level. Yeah? Because Johnny Fisher has travelling fans. Misfits is all around the country. He can get his little bandwagon together and bosh, go to different Misfits events. And that I do think, honestly, I'm not just hating. I think that's his level. I really do. I don't see what he does in serious boxing. Even a British title. Well, I mean, maybe at the right time. I think one point there was a guy called Sam something. Sam, I forgot his name. He never went nowhere. And I think Huey Fury, Sam Sexton, that's it. I haven't really watched too much of him, but he won a British title. So you can find it sometimes if you're in the right place at the right time, you can fall into one. Could Johnny do that? Well, listen, he did knock out the Cabbage Babbage. He has knocked out a few plumbers. Let's have a look at his resume quickly. Because I think he's had a 100% KO ratio. Johnny Bosch. He's knocking a few plumbers out still. But the Cabbage Babbage, man, he was shot to bits. At one point, though, the Cabbage Babbage was on. And I thought he might do something, man. Dave Allen, yeah. Harry Armstrong. That Armstrong name. And Harry Armstrong, another name. An old school name. So, yeah, look. He won a Southern Area title. So people say, oh, you haven't even won an area title yet. So he did do that. He did win an area title. And he sparked him in 7 rounds. But apart from that, they're all stiffs, really. But yeah, he could reasonably, I'm talking 5 years from now, could he beat Jamie TKV? Could he beat Adelele? I don't think so. I think TKV would just jab his head off. Adelele, Johnny's not going to get away with just pouring at Adelele. I don't think. I think Adelele will dip and wing a right hand over. But I'm not too impressed with Adelele either. He seems to freeze on throwing his hands. But still, yeah, I'd have Adelele beating Fisher too. Who knows though? We've looked at fighters before and said they're washed and they're finished, and a few years later, let's think of some examples. I just don't think he's got it though. He's had all the A-side training. He's had all the top trainers around him. And he just, to me, he looks like he just don't quite get it. Does that make sense? I'm not sure. Look at AJ, for example. He's another one. I think the difference between AJ and Fisher is AJ is a sublime athlete. I think that's the difference there. But AJ still don't get it. AJ still don't coming in like a horse, galloping in, right? He still don't get it. And he's been learning. Even today he says he's learning still. He don't get it. You wouldn't say AJ's a natural boxer. You wouldn't look at him and say, okay, he knows what he needs to do. Right? I don't know what AJ's doing. I don't think he knows. Knows what he's doing. I saw a video. I need to do a separate video on this, but AJ got I need to show you this now. Since we've mentioned about top level fighters not really getting the game, let's watch this. There's a video of AJ sparring some youngers, and they're popping him right in his mouth, and he's fair play to him. He does say he hasn't got a clue what he's doing, but Anthony Joshua sparring youngers. That's probably not gonna pull nothing up, but it's hilarious to watch. Oh, come on. Here we go. This is it here.
You're gonna have to.
I think this is it here, people. It's hilarious. I swear down right now.
Let one of them hold something, man.
Come on, bro. What are you doing?
Oh, now's your chance. Now's your chance.
This ain't
Hey,
it. Wait till you see it.
Go on.
Wait till you
Let's
see
cut.
it.
Cut.
Yeah. Nah, he deleted it, man. That was a funny part.
You're gonna have to let one of them hold something, man. Questions. Oh, now's your chance. Now's your chance. Hey,
That's not
hey!
it.
God! He's cut.
That's not it, Dev. That's the same day, yeah? That's the same day, but there's a funny part. Oh, that's very annoying. Yeah, man.
Helping out the youth. They're helping you, bro.
But yeah, fair play. Listen, I'm not knocking AJ, but you're going to see it in a minute.
Let's go. Two at once.
That's very annoying, man.
Question. Hey!
I've seen it before. I swear down.
We got a southpaw. Oh, he's sharp as well. Jeez. You got him. You got him.
Overhand. I'm the queen. I'm the queen.
Last 10 seconds. Come on, last 10. God.
That's very
Let's cut.
annoying. This ain't the one, man. Why can't I find it? That's very annoying. I swear down, I've seen it. Wait till you see it. I'll have to find it now. You have to bear with me now. I believe I ain't doing no editing. You best believe that. Let's find it right now. Let's find Anthony Joshua sparring kids. Whoa. Pause. Anthony Johnston sparring kids. What? When you see this, you're gonna piss yourself. I swear down. He gets butt, man. He's crazy. No, that's not it either. Why are you giving me the dead links, man? I've seen it. I swear down right now, I've seen it. It's just pissing me off. He gets proper Johnny bashed. There we go in the leaky deaky, man. He gets popped right on his chin. In the moody shoulder roll, man. Look, this little you here, look. This guy is 2 foot tall. As a taller fighter, normally you see things coming, never mind a professional. And yeah, you can say AJ's playing around, but is he though? It's not a big deal. I respect AJ. He's doing his virtue signaling with the kids. No, but let me be fair. He's fair play to him. Yeah. Fair play to him. I'm not knocking him, but let's call a spade a spade. Look, this you here, look, watch. Right on his chin as well, man. The kid's 4 foot tall. AJ should see these shots coming from miles off, man. Right, look, watch. Chin's right. He pulls his guard back. And it bops him right on his chop. Look. Boop. That almost put him out, man. If that kid wasn't 50 pounds soaking wet, AJ might have been flatline, bro. So my point is, there's a certain man, yeah, who AJ super athletic, super successful. No one's knocking him for that. But at the same time, I wouldn't sit there and say AJ someone who, for example, put James Toney in there with that ute there. There's no way he's getting clopped. Right on the end of his beak is there. Let's call it a spade. There's a very, very small chance. I don't see it happening. Now, I'm sure that AJ homosexuals will say, well, he wanted it to happen. He was playing with him. I don't believe so. He had his hand up. His guard was here and it went... His legs almost buckled, man. But that's the same. I see shades of Johnny Fisher, is what I'm saying. But with less physical prowess. And less nurturing. Particularly these days. AJ in his prime, he had potential, but I think that was his ceiling. I think AJ's ceiling was, he just don't really get why he's doing what he's doing, which is why you see from fight to fight, he's impressionable. Yeah, you take AJ to a new trainer, he's doing new things. You'd think at 30-odd-year-old, you'd still have the basics. Yeah? Yes, we understand new trainers add new elements to people's game, but you'd still think he gets to catch a hook. So the minute he meets a new trainer, he completely abandons all the fundamentals. Regardless of your style, catching a hook is catching a hook. Parrying a straight is parrying a straight. Gets to Ben Davison and it's all about, oh, I'll move my head. And he was never going to be a head movement guy. He was never going to be a head movement guy. I told you that's 10 years ago. Forget about head movement, AJ. Just stick your hands on your head, man. You're powerful. Let them hold something. Forget about the head movement. Come on, bro. Forget about it. You ain't got that. This you here clipping you right on the end of your beak. Anyway, last bar from Dave Allen is roasting Eggy Hearn. And again, you think he gives some bars to Johnny Fisher as well.
Yeah, and my nose is fucked. But apart from that, you wouldn't even know I boxed.
True, that's a good point.
Yeah, I learned. I would look at Brendan Ingle, right, for 2 years. I went to Glen Rose. I had my old man who had 100 fights amateur and pro. I learned how to box to survive. Do you know what I mean? You can't just manufacture a kid a rugby player and say he's going to be a great boxer overnight. They've rushed him.
You can't manufacture a rugby player, man. This is brutal, man.
And there's loads of people at fault for it. Whoever put him in with me the second time, whoever made that choice to say, you know what, we'll box Dave Allen again in 5 months.
Whose choice do you think it was?
Either hasn't got his best interests at heart, or they haven't got a clue what they're doing. One or the other, in my opinion. Because why would you do that? Anyone with any idea about boxing wouldn't do that. In my opinion, that's what I think.
Do you think it was seen as quite the money fight, and that's why it was taken?
He could have made half the money he got for me boxing someone else, and had 2 of them. I made the same money in 2 or 3 fights, and won. He's surrounded by like Mark Tibbs is a real good boxing guy. I don't think Mark Tibbs wanted him to box me, to be honest. From what I was told behind the scenes, he didn't want the fight. So I'm not sure who did want it, but whoever wanted it, they haven't done him no favours. As his opponent, I even said, do not box me. Whatever you do, do not box me because you're not ready. The first fight I had was on 6 rounds.
Whatever you do not box me. Yeah, I don't want that for you. The things I'm gonna do to you is not good. Yeah, so please don't make me have to do what I'm gonna do to you if you sign that contract. But there's obviously an indirect to Eggy Hearn, because to be fair, Mark Tibbs didn't want it. He came out on an interview and said, we'd like one more. Yeah? It wasn't Mark Tibbs. It was Eggy. And listen, to be fair, I do kind of lean with Eggy. Yeah? I do lean. He had to do the rematch. I understand it didn't go well for him. Don't forget, people, he was still the 3-1 favourite. As crazy as it is, he was 3-1 favourite still. So, it's one of them ones. I would have hated to see a rebuild after that first fight. No, we can't be doing that. We can't be rebuilding before British level. That's just taking a piss. So fair play to Eggy. Eggy could have sold out. Eggy could have said, oh, let's stretch this out and do 5 warm-up fights. Nah, that would have pissed me off. So fair play to Eggy. Eggy catches a lot of heat. Oh, he's no good. And Frank Warren probably does it better in terms of pumping someone's career up. Eggy he tends to roll the dice a little bit more. Right, so for example, rightly or wrongly, look at Andy Ruiz. Eggy Hearn got Andy Ruiz in on late notice. Would Frank Warren do that? If Dubois' opponent pulled out, would Frank Warren be putting in an Andy Ruiz on 5 weeks' notice? I don't think so. So you have to be careful with these these type of bars, because Eddie's useless. At the same time, we'd be complaining, right? So I think if you're at a certain level, AJ should have been ready to fight Ruiz end of the day. It's the boxing fight. Yes, how long did it take you to prepare for someone with quick hands? There's only so much top level sparring you can get anyway, to be fair. Once you get to the top level, trying to find specific sparring partners goes out the window. Yeah, especially at heavyweight. They're big, stiff idiots most of the time. Like, how would you find a Tyson Fury? How was Deontay Wilder ever going to find a Tyson Fury? He wasn't. So you've almost just got to get good work in, get your cardio up, and react on the fly. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, like the bell, 100%. There's no doubt about this. Some people stop it here.